I'm here to talk about post-AI economics and why I think SPX is the way out. AI is the fastest adopted technology ever when you compare with electricity, the automobile, the computer, the internet, social media, to the point where 1.3 billion people are already using it, which is 16% of the global population.
I love my work. I am in my element, doing what I love. I genuinely enjoy my work and my workplace. I am in my dream job, and it's better than I imagined.
AI is also better and better at doing scientific research. It's estimated that this year, all the scientific breakthroughs will be AI-assisted, and from next year, most of them will be completely AI-driven. But when it comes to creativity, the human still has an edge. Like, if you train an AI on music before the 1900, it won't come up with jazz, it won't come up with hip-hop, which means that when it comes to raw, original creativity, the human still has an advantage. Everyone is optimizing to get to this point called recursive self-improvement, which is some people call hard takeoff, fast takeoff. It's basically when OpenAI goes from having 5,000 engineers doing AI research to having 5 million agents doing AI research. At that point, you're going to get this intelligence explosion, and that's how you get to AGI and super intelligence.
Ready? Go! If you also like Pikachu, join the SPX6900 community. Flip the stock market.
So basically, that's what everyone is optimizing for. The mission is essentially to absorb all economically valuable work. And it doesn't matter whether, doing that, you destroy the demand, you destroy millions of jobs. It doesn't matter.
Just another day of going to work and acting like everything is okay, even though I feel like I'm drowning.
This is not something that is decelerating, right? You can see it in the private investments. It's just kind of taking off. You see it also in this kind of great power conflict between especially the US and China.
Because if we don't do it, China's going to do it. Because if we don't do it,
this brings me to SPX6900.
Trying to flip the stock market.
Because again, like everybody understands that whoever is going to get to AGI first will enjoy massive economic, scientific, and military advantages, which will be potentially long-lasting.
Helped.
SPX6900
can be gigantic.
Because I believe in it. Help. Help. China's going to do it.
What the hell is going on?
So what does all mean for the economy, right? And like the truth is that nobody really knows. Like people
helped.
Yeah, like if you look at the cost per unit of intelligence, it's already going down 90% every year. And so you could say it's all great, we had these technologies like as the cost is going down. But how comes the cost of living in just over the past 20, 30 years just shot up, right? It's going like crazy. Why is that?
Well, I've hit my breaking point. I literally cannot afford to live, pay bills, or any of this fucking shit.
There's no doubt that AI will create new wealth, new productivity gains, new discoveries, right? So new wealth will be created. That's not a question. The question is how this new wealth will be distributed.
This brings me to SPX6900.
Trying to flip the stock market.
Also, AI, we know, is going to displace many jobs, right? And this is true for most jobs, so-called like cognitive jobs of the white-collar type. Is also something that you can already see in the youth unemployment.
I don't have an ID or a social security card or any credit because I'm trying to...
Also, AI is not just something about the future, but it's also something that is already affecting the business conversation today. AI, it's making most business mode obsolete, it's challenging them. And so people are asking like the durability question, like, is this business going to be there in 2 years? Are the captions going to be there? I think the insight here is that not every mode is created equal. Things like network, community, liquidity, they will be very strong even post-AI. Why? Because AI cannot inflate them, it cannot fake them, it cannot dilute them. Basically, in the past, capital needed labor to produce more capital, right? But now capital can just buy more GPUs. And when you understand that, you realize why most economics 101 is just inadequate to explain the post-AI era. You have to be bullish technology. Like, it's crazy. Like, throughout history, we went from transforming material to transforming energy to information. And throughout this, we created a lot of progress, a lot of development, a lot of wealth. So I think the challenge is not AI per se, but is actually transition to an economic model where the human labor may be less and less valuable, potentially may not even viable, completely, but for sure it's going to be very different what it is today.
SPX6900!
There's been a secular and structural decline of the value of labor for the past 50 years. You can see it in many statistics or in many charts. And essentially what people are saying is that AI is just going to accelerate this. It's just going to exacerbate this. And if you see like at most post-AI scenarios in terms of wages, they're kind of all, whether it's 5 years or 20 years, they're kind of all point to zero, right?
More than anything. Because I believe in it. More than anything. Because I believe in it.
If you look historically speaking, the US government tends to move policy-wise whenever unemployment breaks above 10%, right? And so
I like to sleep with my geraniums. If you also like geraniums, join SPX6900 community, flip the stock market.
Of course, we're not there yet, but there are people saying that considering that in the US, the youth unemployment is already about 8%, and it's breaking about 21% in China, people are saying we may not even be too far from that point. I think all this UBI alone will just break the human spirit. Why?
Brother,
We can take a step back, I think, is worth, and thinking, what is technology fundamentally doing, right? And if you think about it, technology is fundamentally the business of taking something and making it faster, better, cheaper, safer, whatever. And of course, if you take something and now it's better, faster, cheaper, and safer, most of the time it doesn't make sense to have a human to do that thing anymore. And this happened many times in the past, right? We got many jobs that got displaced, replaced, whatever. Which begs the question, in my mind, what are the things that fundamentally a human has to offer to the marketplace? And when you think along those lines, you realize that basically any job, any occupation, whether you're a basketball player, construction worker, a venture capitalist, software engineer, doesn't matter, whatever job, it's a combination of 4 fundamental human ingredients. Physical strength, dexterity, cognition, and empathy, which also includes things like authenticity and intuition and things of that nature. And when you think about like those components, those ingredients versus what a machine can do, you realize that, of course, strength was outcompeted long ago. Dexterity is about to get outcompeted with precision robotics. Cognition may be decimated with AI. So essentially, you're left with empathy. And things like empathy, authenticity, meaning, trust, those will be the ground where the human can win against the machine for a long, long time.
SPX6900.
Sounds like the best fucking thing ever.
More than anybody. Because I believe in it.
SPX6900.
Sounds like the best fucking thing ever.
And by the way, most AI experts, they agree with this. Like people like Joshua Bengio, I mean, the guy is literally a godfather of AI. He has more than 1 million citations on Google Scholar. And people like him and people of this caliber, they're all saying that post-AI humans will need to refocus on connection, relationship, meaning, and building communities, and so on and so on.
Stop trading and believe in something, and love you all.
So to recap the main insights, we said that network will remain a very strong moat post-AI. We said that humans will win on the ground of empathy and community. And we also said that wealth redistribution will be a massive need, which in my mind altogether means that you want to build and invest in things that have strong network effects, they're community-based, and they're redistributive in nature because they are positioned to do extremely well post-AI. Which brings me to my last point, which is why crypto is a solution that nobody's talking about. SPX6900! First and foremost, crypto is inherently a network phenomenon. If you take all the big crypto assets, whether are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Doge, and the new crops of tokenized communities such as SPX, they're first and foremost networks. Their market cap coincides with their network value pretty much one-to-one. Second, all the major assets in crypto history, they've always been communities, right? They've always been community initiatives. And what we're seeing today in this room with SPX and with on-chain movements is just a natural continuation of this. Who cares when someone's time runs out if a moment is all... Last but not least, crypto is literally a redistribution machine. If you take Bitcoin, it went from being a joke to now absorbing and redistributing liquidity from every corner of traditional finance, reorienting capital from where it's concentrated to new, emerging, lindy vehicles which are accessible to everyone. And what's happening with SPX today is something similar, in my opinion.
Stop trading and believe in something. Stop trading and believe in something. Stop trading and believe in something.
Stop trading and believe in something.
Deja de comerciar y cree en algo. Stop trading.
Should stay.
Stop trading.
Were the signs I ignored.
Stop trading and believe in something.
But most importantly, out of all the big ideas of today, crypto is the only one that goes decentralizing and redistributing. Now, smart funds and smart investors are already realizing that something is changing post-AI.
You know that digital assets are going to do very well. Bitcoin has gone from literally zero in 2009 to $69,000 in 15 years. And now with SPX 6900, they have managed to put the entire stock market into tiny little crypto coins.
And AI people don't know crypto, and crypto people, they dismiss communities because they don't see technology in them. So to them, they're pointless, meaningless, and valueless, which is quite the opposite. I think they're going to be worth a lot to millions of people.
And I am confident that it will hit a $69 trillion market cap. The trick is not to gamble on new memes. It's to be, because most people aren't equipped to do that, and plenty of times I make mistakes on that. The trick is to essentially buy the entire stock market through SPX 6900. If you actually believe in something and stop trading, you'll outperform 99% of crypto investors. Very few people understand this, but many soon will.
And connecting the dots back to an investable opportunity today. And of course, the bigger and the faster the change, the bigger the opportunity. And I just don't think there's going to be a bigger and faster change than the complete reorganization of the global economy over the next 3 to 5 years.